So do you guys remember about 2 months ago, Draymond Green and Steve Kerr came out and made it a big deal to talk about Kuminga being the starter. It's time to let Kuminga go free. It's time to see what he has, right? Draymond was talking about how David Lee took a backseat for him, right? It was this big spectacle. And then a couple games later, Kuminga went back to the bench. Draymond Green even gets hurt and Kuminga remains on the bench. So now the Warriors bring in Jimmy Butler, lose even more spacing. They don't get another stretch five. And I would guess Kuminga is gonna remain on the bench when he comes back. And just so you guys know, I like the Jimmy Butler move. But now you made another move that doesn't really suit Kuminga and you're now diminishing his role even more, yet you're still not willing to move on from him. I would guess when Kuminga comes back, he's coming off the bench again, because the only way he would start is you're starting Draymond at the 5 or Draymond's coming off the bench. Draymond at the 5, he's in his 30s with back issues. I'm not sure the Warriors are gonna do that. And Draymond Green coming off the bench, it's one thing when you can make it, when you can spin it as I'm being this great veteran, I'm being this great leader, I'm gonna sacrifice for Kuminga. It's a different thing to go get Jimmy Butler and then be told you're going to the bench. That's a little bit different. I don't know if Draymond would willingly do that. But in my opinion, on this team, it doesn't really make sense for Draymond to be starting. Like, it doesn't if he's not gonna start at the 5. He's no longer the second best passer on the team. You have Jimmy Butler for that. You wanna include Jimmy Butler in those actions with Steph Curry, right? And if you already have two real creators in Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, you might really want to put a dynamic finisher next to them like Kuminga. To me, it makes much more sense if Draymond's not going to be the 5, start Quentin Post, put Kuminga at the 4, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and whatever shooting guard you want to pick. GP2, Buddy Hield, Pods, Moody, whatever one you want to pick. But I just highly doubt Draymond is going to do that willingly, because it won't be him coming off the bench for Kuminga. In his mind, it will be, man, Jimmy Butler's here now. I'm going to the bench. I'm being replaced. But with all that being said, I do believe people are sleeping on the Warriors a little bit right now because a couple things. One, people are underrating how good Jimmy Butler is. That's one. But I also believe just because all the, disappointment with this team, all the fake rumors we've been hearing for years, has kind of made us underrate the Warriors' young assets. Just because they haven't became players that can take the torch from Steph Curry, you now have that second guy that makes these guys a lot more, it puts them in their correct role. So Jimmy Butler, I feel like he makes someone like Pods even better. And Pods has been playing amazing basketball. Pods is a good NBA player, and now he's going down on the pecking order, and I think he can be a real playoff rotation piece. And I know it's not the first thing you think of with Jimmy Butler, but I feel like his playmaking is really going to help guys like Moody, guys like Kuminga, and guys like Pods. Again, I don't know where Draymond fits in that equation, but that's something we'll worry about at a different date, I guess. But the Warriors lead the NBA in possessions where you're asking, what is going on? What are we doing? What's the objective here? And Jimmy Butler really settles all of that down. There's going to be a lot less of Moody having to make a play, a lot less of Pods having to get out of a tough situation, of Wiggins, right? Wiggins was playing amazing basketball. One thing he's not is a playmaker for other people. And Steph Curry, man, I know nobody wants to talk about it, but it's not always, man, look at the way they're guarding Steph Curry. They're sending a triple team. Yeah, of course, sometimes that happens, but we're seeing a lot of Steph Curry just one-on-one against his man, can do nothing, can get no separation, can't get to the rim. Steph Curry wants to be off ball more. Jimmy Butler allows him to do that. But yeah, I think the Warriors are really counting on their young guys. Again, a situation we've been kind of worried about or annoyed by. Like, why are you putting so much stock into these young guys that are not going to be, future superstars? But now they're putting faith in them in their correct roles. Now Pods can be a secondary creator, can be a tempo pusher, can be an off-ball scorer, can get up more threes now with someone else getting him open looks. Now Moody can be the hustle guy and not just be this gunner. Do I believe the Warriors are a championship team right now? No, but I think they're one of a bunch of good teams in the Western Conference. And I believe they are kind of set up nicely for this summer, when I think the question is going to be Draymond again this summer. I really do, because they're going to extend Kuminga and they're going to be paying him, let's say, at least $30 million a year. Let's say at least $30 million. Maybe it's a little less, maybe it's a little more. Let's say $30 million. That means you're going to be paying $90 million for Jimmy Butler and Kuminga. Are you also going to be paying, what, $25 million on top of that for Draymond? I don't know. And the whole Vucevic thing, the more I think about it, the more I'm actually glad they did not make that move. Well, I guess it depends on what they would have to give up. If it was, I don't even know if I would have said Looney and GP2. I don't even know if I would have done that. I know that sounds crazy now, but like if it was Looney and GP2, multiple seconds or a first, I'm not sure I would have done that because the Warriors really believe in Post, right? Do I believe Post is better than Vucevic? No. But I believe Post is actually a real shooter and Vucevic is not. Quentin Post shot nearly 40% from three in college. He's shooting 36% from three right now in the NBA. He's shooting it confidently. He's taking people off the dribble. I think the Warriors just really believe they have a better shooting big. And right now, Post has played in 12 games, and obviously he's not playing too many minutes. He's playing 14 minutes per game in those 12 games. But just so you guys know, per 36, he's shooting nearly 9 threes a game. 9 threes a game. He is letting it fly compared to 5 a game for Vucevic. I know different players, different circumstances, right? Vucevic does other things on the court, but the Warriors believe in Post, and I think they should believe in Post. If you don't, go watch what he was doing in the Magic game because it wasn't just threes. He was taking people off the dribble, running DHOs. They really believe in him, and I do as well. To come into the NBA in your first 12 games to just be shooting like that, unconsciously, like no thinking about it, with Steph Curry on your team, he opens up the court a lot for someone like Kuminga. He opens up the court a lot for someone like Jimmy Butler, and he's on a cheap deal. He's already 24 years old. They think he's going to be really good. I do as well. And also keeping Kevon Looney is some type of Draymond Green insurance, right? Draymond has been hurt a lot. Looney comes in, knows how to run the offense in a similar way to Draymond, does it quicker, gets off the ball faster. So maybe that's why they want to keep Looney in case Draymond gets hurt. And GP2 is like, still when he plays, when he's locked in, when he's healthy, is still one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. So it's like, yeah, those two guys on a night-to-night basis have probably not been as good as you want them to be. But you know those two guys, when it comes to playoff basketball, can perform at the highest of highest levels. We've seen Looney be amazing in the finals. We've seen GP2 guard Ja Morant, guard Luka Doncic, switching on to Jason Tatum on the finals. He's one of the best screen setters they have on the team. The pick and roll with him and Steph is amazing. So I like keeping Looney and GP2. They just got to have enough offense to get them to that moment. But when it does happen, the Warriors got dogs. The Warriors got dogs. But everybody is focusing on everything else because no one wants to focus on the real question about this team. If Steph Curry can get back to let's say a top 10 level player, this year he's probably been like a top 25, top 30 player. If he's able to get back to that level of player, an all NBA player, then this team has a chance to make some type of run. Finals run, highly doubt it. But to be a playoff team, to win a series, to push OKC 6 games in the second round, something, well, I guess that might be a first round series at this point, but you get what I'm saying. If Steph Curry can still tap into that, they have something. If they're getting the Steph Curry we've seen all year, then none of this matters and it's just, window dressing, and they'll be a fun little team. But I like the Warriors because I like their young guys more than a lot of people do, and they're going to be better next year. Pods is going to be better, Moody's going to be better, JK is going to be better. And Pods and Moody in particular really fit next to Jimmy Butler. JK fits with Jimmy Butler as well if there wasn't a Draymond there. Like, I'm just being real, and I don't know if their plan is really to pay Jimmy Butler, Draymond, and JK this summer. I don't know, but yeah, I wanted the Warriors to make another move, but just real quick before we go, Pods just came back from injury, right? He's played 7 games since he's came back from injury. In those 7 games, he's putting up 15 points per game, 4 boards, nearly 4 assists, 52% from the field, 42% from 3. Do I think he's going to shoot that well? No, but I think he's going to put up a similar stat line with Jimmy Butler. Maybe it's not 15, maybe it's 13, maybe it's 12, but he's going to be able to score easily. He's going to be able to pick his spots easily, right? Moses Moody did not play last night, but in 9 of his last 10 games, he scored over 10 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but he's only played about 23 minutes in those games. So that's really the main reason I'm a little bit higher on this Warriors team than most people, because I feel like Pods, Moody, and Post are very good and very good fits around Jimmy Butler. JK, if there was no Draymond, I would say the same thing. I really want to see what the starting lineup is when everybody's healthy. Are they really about to put Kuminga back on the bench and then pay him this summer? I don't know, something's got to give, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Warriors, what you think about any particular trade deadline move. Who do you think's gonna win the West now? OKC, right? Nothing really changed, but let me know all that down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.